Fact hash 1. The temperature of the solar surface is approximately 5,500 degrees. Even lightning on Earth is hotter. But the crown of our star is heated to 1.5 million degrees, and the core, according to scientists, even up to 15 million degrees. Fact 2. Our star is one of the brightest in the area. There are 50 star systems within a radius of 17 light-years from us, and among all these stars, the Sun ranks fourth in brightness. Fact 3. Its surface area is almost 12,000 times higher than the Earth's surface area, 11.918 times to be exact, and the volume of the Sun is 1.3 million times larger than the volume of our planet. Fact 4. Everyone knows about solar flares, which can cause malfunctions in electronic systems and negatively affect the human body. There is a pattern here. The activity cycle of outbreaks is 11 years, so they can be somehow predicted. Fact No. 5. An interesting fact: in 1859, a powerful solar flare caused massive failures in the operation of telegraphs on Earth. But then there was no more sophisticated technology. Then the aurora borealis could be observed even in the subtropics, which is impossible under normal conditions. Fact 6. During one solar flare, an amount of energy equal to 150 to 160 billion tons of TNT is released. At the current stage of development, this energy would be enough for all mankind for about 1 billion years. Fact 7. Sunlight takes 8 minutes to travel the distance to Earth. Fact hash 8. Together with light, our star radiates powerful radiation into space. We are protected from it by the atmosphere and the Earth's magnetic field. Fact hash 9. Scientists have established the age of the Sun about 4.6 billion years. It will live for about the same time until it begins to turn into a red giant, devouring its own planets. Fact 10. The Earth makes one revolution around the Sun every year, and our star itself makes one revolution around the center of the Milky Way in about 240 million years. Fact 11. Every second, the Sun burns about 4 million tons of matter, turning it into energy. But it is so great that these losses of matter are practically imperceptible. Fact 12. After billions of years, it will burn a significant fraction of hydrogen, which is about 92% of its volume, and begin to burn it right in the shell. Then the Sun will begin to turn into a red giant, swallowing Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Fact hash 13. It will never turn into a supernova. The solar mass is not enough for this. At the end of its life cycle, the Sun will shed its shell, giving rise to a nebula, and itself will turn into a white dwarf, and will slowly cool down until the end of time. Fact 14. Life on Earth will become impossible in 1.1 billion years, as the brightness of the Sun will increase by 11% by that time. It will boil the oceans and burn the Earth's surface with radiation. Fact 15. Officially, the Vatican admitted that our planet really revolves around a star, only in 1992. Fact hash 16. There is water on the Sun, and it is orders of magnitude more than on Earth. It exists there in the form of water vapor, trapped in one of the layers near the surface. Fact 17. Our star has its own magnetic field. It is about twice as powerful as the Earth. Fact 18. If mountains were possible on the Sun, their maximum height would not exceed 5 millimeters due to the monstrous gravity. Fact 19. Our central star accounts for 99.84% of the entire mass of the solar system. Planets, asteroids, comets, and everything else add up to only 0.16%. Fact 20. The upper boundary of the solar atmosphere extends beyond the orbits of Neptune and Pluto. In the entire history of space exploration, only a few spacecraft, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, have gone beyond its limits. Fact 21. At the poles of the Sun and adjacent areas, the layers of matter that make up the star rotate about 30 to 35 slower than the equatorial regions. Fact 22. Another interesting fact is that from time to time the Sun emits prominences that are much larger than our own planet. Fact 23. The solar wind can be used as a driving force. Working solar sails, with the help of which spacecraft are accelerated by the pressure of the stellar wind, have long existed. Fact 24. The Sun was formed from recycled materials. This is evidenced by both its composition and the mineral composition of the Earth. Fact 25. After becoming a red giant, our star will increase in diameter by about 256 times. Fact 26. At the point in its orbit closest to the Sun, the Earth is 5 million kilometers closer to it than at its farthest. Fact 27. The Sun is not a shapeless ball of hot plasma, as some people think. It consists of layers, like planets. Fact 28. Solar radiation affects a variety of ranges: radio waves, X-rays, and more, but most of it is visible light. It is refracted as it passes through the Earth's atmosphere, which is why the Sun appears yellow to us. Fact 29. Currently, scientists know of 5 other stars that are almost identical to our Sun in all respects. This is a rather encouraging fact. Planets potentially suitable for life can orbit around these stars. Fact 30. The ancient Greeks considered it not a star, but one of the planets. Fact 31. It is impossible to look at the Sun in a regular telescope for obvious reasons. There is a special tool for this, partly similar to it, the heliograph. Fact 32. We are about 394 times closer to the Moon than to the Sun. The flight to the Moon took the American astronauts about 3 days, and thus, at the same speed, it would take about 1182 days to fly to the star. In fact, any spacecraft will burn out much earlier, approaching the star at a dangerously close distance. Fact 33. If a single drop of solar matter somehow hit the Earth, it would destroy everything within a radius of hundreds of kilometers with a release of energy, like a super powerful bomb. Fact 34. If the luminosity of the Sun falls by only 1%, the Earth will enter an ice age. Fact 35. Solar radiation can burn out any tissue. On Earth, this is not so noticeable, because we have an atmosphere that protects us, but there is no atmosphere on the Moon. So the flag set there by American astronauts has long since completely faded and turned white.